Good morning, Wilmington. Kayla, what do you think so far?
It's been a great show. I done played with ringers and chimes and done heard three amazing, educated Black girls talk about their vocal abilities and everything they got going on. But we got one more guest.
So we're going to continue with this Black girl magic. And next up on the plaza is the author, the motivator, the inspiration behind, and the thought leader of POSH Yoga, Amira, how you doing?
Amina Naru.
Amina, how
Thank
are you doing?
you. I'm great.
I got so nervous. Me and Amina go way back. I got so nervous because I'm so happy to see you.
I know, right? It's been a while, but
It's been a minute.
I just want to start out with my pronouns are she and her. Okay. And thank you for having me today on this show. And we are on the colonized land of the Lenape people.
There we go.
There's our land acknowledgement.
Got to acknowledge that.
Hello.
Yes,
Thanks
yes.
to the ancestors.
POSH Yoga. Let's just dive in.
What is
POSH?
Yeah, so POSH Yoga actually is an acronym for the Principles of Strength and Healing. And my yoga journey started in 2009. Okay, I was married with children, miserable, depressed, unhappy, and working like 50-hour week. 50 hours in a week at my job at the hospital. So I was walking to try to alleviate some stress. I discovered a yoga DVD and started stretching after my walks.
Oh, wow.
And then I found out that there's something more going on than just stretching. Like I feel better. My emotions are balanced. I was happier. People at work is like, what's going on with you? So I realized it was the yoga, and I went back to work, bought everybody yoga DVDs, and someone invited me to a hot yoga session. Have you guys ever experienced hot yoga?
I did one time. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, it'll kickstart you.
Okay,
now.
Yeah. It's pretty intense. And after that one class, I was like in love. And I said, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to bring to communities that have no idea what, the power of yoga is. So I started POSH Yoga in 2013, but I began volunteering in 2012 at Juvenile Detention Center. Oh, wow. Yeah, so it was a level 5 juvenile detention center known as the Ferris School for Boys on 141 in Wilmington. Yeah. And the program was a big hit. The kids were feeling more self-confident, resilient, and learning how to balance their emotions and access their parasympathetic nervous system.
So it changed them a lot.
Yeah. So that's what POSH does. It gives you tools to live with, right? To experience life on life's terms, because stuff is always going to happen. It is always going to hit the fan, right?
Yes. Amen. Girl,
so we need tools. We need tools to work with.
Absolutely. So what type of yoga do you teach them, or teach with your company?
Yeah. So I'm traditionally trained in Hatha yoga, which is more like a stationary type of practice. There's all different types of yoga, which it seems like you're aware of that.
I'm not too knowledgeable, so not too much.
She's looking at the tri joint.
Yeah.
She didn't ring bells before.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get her into yoga.
Yeah.
And,
new things.
New things, right. New things on the horizon.
Yeah, so at POSH, I teach yoga for emotional and mental well-being.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so because I was taking medicine for seasonal affective disorder. Are you guys familiar with that?
No.
Like when you become depressed and had the blues when it's wintertime.
Oh, Delaware. I don't mean it like that. I mean, the seasons.
East Coast, right?
Yeah, the East Coast, when the seasons change. Because I was actually thinking about that, what happens if we live in California and, it's the sun is shining all the time? Or even when you're wearing clothes, color of clothes can affect, how you feel and how you act. So like you were saying, the seasons.
I was taking medicine for that and before I started doing yoga. And, I went back to my doctor and was like, I don't need that anymore. I am balancing my emotions and feeling more centered, with just doing this yoga practice. So that is the type of yoga that I'm teaching when I go into facilities and come into communities, to help people learn how to be your true authentic self, right? In the midst of chaos and in the midst of emotional storms. So I became a teacher to address 3 problems that I saw in yoga. One was the cost, right? Because yoga was
it's
pretty
expensive.
Yeah.
I was going to say that's why a lot of people, especially people in of color, don't try it because they know like going to these yoga studios and things like that, it's costly.
It's costly, right? And I was go ahead.
I was gonna say, one thing is when it comes to when you look at barriers, right, in the Black and brown community, another thing about yoga is we don't think it's for us.
No.
You know, because
Right.
it was never brought to our. I don't want to say it was never brought to our community. It's rarely do we see it in our community taught by someone that looks like us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we're talking about 2000. Now things have changed.
Right. And, you know, so I got my YTT in 2011, right? And I had to go to another community to practice yoga. I had to set aside a fund, right, to pay for my yoga practice. So it's not accessible financially, you know, to us as Black and brown people. So it was cost, right? I wanted to bring yoga to communities for free.
Right.
And I started out, like I said, volunteering, but then the state of Delaware was like, we want to pay you to do this, you know, here at our facilities. So, you know, that's what I try to do is come into communities, get another entity to pay for the yoga.
So you got it for free.
Yeah, so communities can have it for free.
Yeah.
And then, I'm like, I had 3 things. The cost. The race and equity is a problem, right? Because yoga is in other communities that we have to find transportation to and things like that.
Right.
And then the third thing was,
It'll pop back in your head.
yes, got you.
But
It will.
while you're thinking about that, let me ask you this. Now that it's coming, you're bringing it back to the community. How is the community? Matter of fact, the community that's paying for this, is the project with Wilmington Alliance?
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't want to say that wrong.
I'm super excited, and kudos and shout out to Wilmington Alliance and Langston Cotman. Thank you so much for, you know, seeing the need for our community to have a yoga class.
Yeah.
And this is on 7th and Washington at the Artomat. It's starting May 13th. It's going to be every Saturday at 10 a.m. So I'm super excited about that. You know, I came in t-shirt and jeans to a show that you don't have to have yoga pants. That was the third thing.
I told you.
You knew it was going to come back, right? The third thing was accessibility. I wanted to be a teacher to make yoga more accessible. Like, you don't have to be in a certain type of body. You don't have to be flexible. Like, everybody says, I'm not flexible.
So stereotypical.
Right. You know, yoga is for everybody, no matter your race, color, you know, background, financial situation. Yoga is for everyone. And what we need are more Black and brown teachers in facilities, in schools, teaching yoga. So I'm offering a training for people who want to learn how to offer yoga and mindfulness programs in schools, in detention centers, jails, recovery houses, community centers, and that's going to be at Sound Body Studio it's on Concord Pike. The date is, you guys have it because I sent you a flyer.
Okay. So don't worry
The
about it.
date
It's on the
is
screen.
June 9th, and that's for the weekend of June 9th, 10th, and 11th. We also need teachers who are trauma informed. Trauma informed. So it's one thing. Yes, I'm going to recruit you. We
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I might have to take some classes.
Exactly.
Okay. You might have to show me a few moves.
Right.
First.
So we need more yoga teachers. First, we need Black and brown yoga teachers, and we need all yoga teachers to be trauma informed. All right, because you need to know more than just down dog and how to do a tree pose, right? You need to know how to speak to people who are coming in to practice yoga, how to set up your room so you're not causing more harm to people who may have been traumatized already.
Let me ask you this. When you're with yoga, can you talk about how it affects like the organs in your body with certain poses? Because a lot of people don't think that yoga is an exercise. They think it's just something to do. Like, I remember when I did it in 2012, it was like everything in my life changed. Focus, breathing, stamina, everything was just like, it was great. You know, it was more than yoga. But what I really enjoyed about it was progression. You know, when I first started, I couldn't touch my toes. I mean, I couldn't put my palms that face down on the ground. It was, you know, I was just bending.
The more you do it,
and it taught you a lot about life. Like it was like a life lesson within the exercise. Like start somewhere. And finish great.
Speaking of teaching, do you think you could show us a few things?
Absolutely. Poses? But let's say it, because who was your first yoga teacher?
Bam, you.
All right. I'd like to thank me.
And it was great because it was, you know, a black man doing yoga. I saw a little bit of it. You know, I think Jason was the first man.
Shout out to Fly Yogi.
He was the
Jason
first,
Aviles.
Yeah, he was the first guy I saw doing yoga. I joined your class and you had it down off of 273, and it was like during work hours, so a bunch of people were working would come and do it. But you can see that it really was great. It was really great. So it's not just you want to try. You want to try?
Oh, you talking about it?
Go ahead. Right.
You ready? You ready? I want to learn.
You ready? Okay.
I want to learn from the master.
We're gonna just do it right here because, like I said, making yoga more accessible.
Brandon,
making yoga more accessible. So, all right. So let's start with you can bring your feet onto this bar on your chair.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, on the bar. Okay.
Oh, but if you want to cut, because I can't touch the floor.
Oh, it's okay. I'm good.
All right. So we just want to stabilize the feet, and then we're gonna sit up real tall. So your abdominal muscles are pulling in and up, and let your shoulders come back and down, right? So feel like your fingertips are reaching towards the floor as the center of your chest is reaching up. We're gonna start with breathing. So keep your mouth closed, inhale through your nose. Exhale. Good, 2 more just like that. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale. And exhale. Good, now take that same breathing with your movement. So we're going to, since you guys are kind of close, we're just gonna inhale, lift the arms this way. Exhale down.
I can feel it already.
Good, inhale, arms lift up. Root down through your seat. Exhale down. This time, inhale, lift the arms up. And take this left hand, which is your left, grab the side of your chair. And we're going to lengthen up through your fingertips. Try to straighten your elbow, and then just gently do a side bend.
Now, older people can do this,
Absolutely.
Right? Anybody can do this.
People who are in wheelchairs, people who have any disability issues standing. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, reach a little further. Good, so what you do to one side, just like in algebra, you gotta do to the other side. Inhale, lift this arm up. Exhale, over. Good, let's take one breath in. And one breath out.
Now, while we're doing this, where can people follow you?
Yes.
You can follow me on Instagram at POSH Yoga. Arms to a T. Yep, to a T. Good job. And take your left arm, cross it under, or making it accessible, you can just give yourself a hug.
Right.
Just give yourself a hug. Right. So you can follow me on Instagram at POSH Yoga. I'm on Facebook at POSH Yoga. Amina Naru. You can also join my Facebook group for yoga teachers in Delaware that are people of color. So that's it's yoga teachers of color in Delaware.
Now, do you have something going on for businesses that maybe like lunchtime or something that
then we're gonna switch.
That they can come to you in lunch breaks or whatever?
Let's create it.
Let's go. Boom.
Anybody who wants to start a yoga program up for lunchtime, especially downtown area, I'm available.
All right.
Take another deep breath in.
Well, while we're doing all this,
and a breath out.
We might have to take a commercial break.
Yes, we will.
Thank you so much,
I feel
Amina.
calm.
Yeah, right?
I feel like I was up here when we first started.
You
but
was.
now I'm like, calm, a little more
What
mellow.
what is the best thing that you've taken away with yoga?
Well, first, it's taken me off of medication, right?
Right.
So I haven't had a medicine for mood disorders or anything since 2009.
Yeah.
And it has changed my life, hence my tattoo. So the Om symbol, which and the semicolon on top, which is a symbol for suicide awareness, right? Yeah, yoga has changed my life. I'm more joyful, I'm happy, more centered, more clarity, you know?
Yes.
I started this business not knowing how to do anything.
Right.
You know, I was punching the clock for 13 years, you know, at the hospital. So, and Ivan has seen it all come to fruition.
Yes,
Yeah.
This was my photographer, my videographer,
You did it all.
my
Listen, always
fan
a
club,
story with people
my
that know you.
cheerleader.
Always.
He's from the start, but it was 2014, and took yoga, POSH Yoga, the brand, and showed me how to put it in place and what to do to make it a thriving business.
Well, we love
so thank
that.
you for that.
POSH Yoga.
Full circle.
Full
look,
circle.
Yes,
look at
full
this.
circle.
Come on, full circle.
Well, we absolutely love that POSH Yoga continues to touch people's lives here in Delaware and in the city of Wilmington. And we're excited for Delaware.
Outside Delaware.
We're so excited to see what's next in store for you. So we're happy.
Yeah,
So
can I
thank
add
you
something
so
real
much.
quick? Okay, so I am also a trauma training facilitator for yoga. And we're doing a trauma training for people who, like I said, want to teach yoga in communities who have experienced trauma. It's going to be at the Omega Institute in Rhinebeck, New York, and that is in August. So we'll post that flyer. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Amina.
coming.
Thank
Really
you so
appreciate
You're
much.
it.
welcome.